Hey Taurus, welcome to your December monthly reading. This is Alchemist Tarot. We serve tarot straight up. So this month is going to be a little different. I'm going to pull a card for overall energy, some actions and advice, possible outcomes, obstacles that you might face, a card for each week, and then in the extended, which is available to purchase on my website, and it's a members only subscription. It's a monthly subscription and you get to see exclusive content, videos, extended videos, and other things as well. So we'll be focusing on money and love for the extended. Again, it's available for purchase on my website, and all the links and everything will be in the bio, okay? Or the description. Anywho, all right, let's see what's going on for December for you guys. Taurus rising. And these are, yes, these are a little late. I'm actually filming this on the 1st. The reason why they're a little late is that I've been trying to get the website working and making sure that, you know, for the membership page, everything is in sync and that it links correctly, and building websites is not necessarily my strength. So it's taking me a little bit longer. It's actually taking me a lot longer. So I finally found a program that really seems to, you know, be very consistent. So anywho, all right, so one for each week. And then in the extended, for the love portion, I'll use the Tarot of Sexual Magic deck. And, you know, it's obviously a little bit more explicit. So anywho, all right. So Taurus, this month overall, we got 10 of Swords out of the gate, overall energy. Not the greatest card to get, but I will tell you, 10s are ending, so that is the good news. 10 of Swords, if you are feeling kind of like the worst of the worst, rock bottom, and it could be because, you know, lost a job, or, you know, income is not where it needs to be, family, friends, relationships are all over the place. If you're going through any really tough, intense experience that has just mentally put you in a really challenging position, just know the worst is now over. The worst is over, okay? So what you're feeling, the worst of it is that's it. And, you know, when you have an ending, you always have a new beginning. So 10 of Swords is also mental energy. This is air energy, all intellectual thoughts. So this is something that you can pull yourself out of, and it's probably a lot of times with the 10 of Swords, what you're thinking is worse than actually what is going on. Because there could be a lot of assumptions that are going on. You might feel like you're stabbed in the back or whatever the case is. So the best thing you can do is communicate and figure out actually what is going on before you react or respond, okay? So let's see what's going on. Action, advice. You got Princess of Wands, and princesses in this deck are pages. So Page of Wands, this is about taking some action, initial action in your situation. So that could be, you know, if you are obviously on the outs with the job, hopefully you've been very proactive, putting your resume out, curating your resume to the job that you're looking for. A lot of people don't do that. They'll just send out resumes to any application. Curate the resume to the job if you're going through that. Make sure you have a cover letter, add your references, you know, spruce it up, get someone else to help you. The other part of this too is that if you're at a job that you just are at a point of no return, okay? Like you're just like, I absolutely cannot handle it here anymore. And I kind of had an epiphany, you know, about this recently, that it's really up to you to actually make things happen and get yourself going in the direction you want to be in. So the Page of Wands is all about taking kind of this first step forward, okay? It's bringing, you know, whether it's something that you're not happy where you're at, use that as motivation, as a stepping stone to get to where you want to go. And the hardest step is the first step, right? So this is kind of this initial putting pen to paper, getting some action and fire underneath your butt so you can actually start getting things going, all right? Possible obstacles that you might face this month. Now, this isn't really super challenging energy, I would say, but you got 6 of Pentacles and you got the Lover's card. So for many of you, this could be that Six of Pentacles is all about giving and receiving. But one thing I do want to share about this card is the person who's holding the coins and who's giving it to these individuals in the illustration. The person who has the money actually controls the situation. So if you are that person, and maybe this is to do with a loved one or a partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, you need to be conscientious of not abusing the power that you have. If you're the one who is pulling the purse strings and you are really the one making the money, if you have no problem having your partner spend money, awesome, okay? But if you use money to put over someone's head, especially someone that you really love and care about, that is manipulation, narcissistic tendencies. So just be careful that either you or the other person is not controlling your environment based on who makes the money. I hope that makes sense. But I would just say that, you know, the Six of Pentacles, money, number one, is energy, so it should flow and it should be give and take. But the person who might have a little bit more control or power of it, you know, they ultimately can say yay or nay. So just be cautious. Because if it is with a lover, a loved one, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the case is, that could really create major rifts, okay? So just be cautious about that. The Lover's card is also about sometimes making a challenging decision. It could be that a loved one. This does feel a little bit more romantic other than just like family or platonic, but they might be overspending money. They might be, you know, taking your money, or, you know, not being as conscientious when they're spending. They're just kind of overly spending. And it is the time of year that we are probably spending more because there's gifts and holidays, and a lot of us can't be with our family and friends, so maybe we want to overcompensate and send, you know, bigger gifts this year, whatever the case is. But if you're not in a position to do that, I would just be very careful. Again, just be a little conscientious about that. Also, this could be the Ten of Swords too, is that you need to have a very hard conversation with a lover or a loved one to say, look, the money, the overspending money needs to we need to cut back. We need to be a little bit more careful. And that might be a hard, you know, you're trying to really think of how I'm going to actually have this conversation without causing World War III. So, possible outcome. And again, this, you know, no one likes being told what to do, especially if it's a Taurus. No one ever does. Taurus, I'm saying this because I have Taurus in my ascendant, my rising. We can be very, very stubborn. We don't like change. We don't like people pushing us or telling us what to do. We're going to do it when we want to. What I will tell you is that the Six of Cups in reverse, you know, this could be, sometimes when we don't get our way, it's almost going back to a childlike behavior. So just be careful that, you know, you don't revert back to any type of tantrum like approach to a situation, especially if it's around money and you're the one that's receiving the message that, hey, we need to be a little bit more careful on spending this month. Taurus, there's nothing wrong with spending money. We are ruled by Venus, and man, do we love luxury. We like good food, we like good wine, we like, you know, nice gifts, we like to smell good, we like the finer things in life, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, sometimes we have to curb the spending a little bit, because a lot of times those material things are overcompensating for a void. Typically that's what's going on. So just be a little bit more careful. And if you're the one that's receiving that message, try not to take it so personal. It's not you. It's just, the behavior around money and not abusing money. Okay? All right. So first week, which is this week, and again, I know it's late, I'm sorry. The full card, you know, this is a brand new beginning, kind of for a lot of us who are coming back from a holiday, especially here in the States. We have Thanksgiving if you celebrate, or if you just took time off. You know, this is kind of approaching a new week with kind of like, okay, I'm refreshed, I'm mentally charged, let's go. Let's see what we need to get done. And taking things on, hopefully with a little bit higher level perspective, you know, maybe going in with arms wide open. People are a little bit, you know, still nostalgic, and we only have a couple more weeks, like 3 weeks really, before we have, you know, the upcoming holidays that most people take a significant amount of time off. So I think this is kind of going into this first week like, look, I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to try to be as pleasant and open about it, and let's just see what goes on. I'm going to flow with this situation. I'm not going to fight against everybody. And hopefully that is an approach that you carry on for the rest of the month. But definitely this first week you're coming in with that full energy, okay? New beginning. Second week, we got King of Swords, very heavy air sign energy. Now, the King of Swords in this particular illustration definitely looks like King Henry VIII. This is being very confident, very sure of oneself, mentally very astute, knowing exactly what the hell you want to do, where you're going to go, relying heavily on your intuition. So, Taurus, the good thing about you, you're so reliable and grounded, but this is asking you just to make sure to touch into that like heart chakra, and if something feels off, it probably is. So really trust your gut this week. But again, this is also about researching, looking into things, going based on facts, not emotion, facts, okay? So if you're making any big decisions the second week, really focus on data, facts, research, okay? Third week, we got Seven of Wands in reverse. Now, what I would tell you, this is a reminder that, you know, Taurus, a lot of times people will put a lot of work on your plate, mainly because you're so good at executing. And yes, you always figure out how to get it done. You're extremely hardworking. But what happens sometimes is that when you become that go-to person almost naturally in an organization or a friends and family, you'll end up with a lot on your plate, and then all of a sudden you're the one that's carrying the burden. So if you need to kind of take a stand and have some hard conversations with, not even hard conversations, just very professional and honest conversations with whether they're coworkers or employees or friends, family, loved ones, and say, you know what, we need to delegate, we need to disperse the workload because I just can't take anymore. And you don't want to hold that in and like let it fester, because, you know, Taurus, we know your temper is, you know, earth-shattering when it gets completely unleashed, okay? So we want to kind of tighten that up. So if you are having to have some challenging conversations, and it could be around some finances, you know, tightening up, there might be, again, there's some heavy energy you're thinking about that you need to get off your chest. This could be the time that you really need to take a stand up for yourself, explain what's going on, you know, try to leave the emotion out, use facts, and, you know, just be very honest, okay? Last week of the month, well, we got the Hierophant. And Taurus, you came out in your own reading. You roll the Hierophant in the tarot. I think you're letting your hair down a little bit. Maybe, you know, this year is unconventional anyway, right? Complete tower energy the entire 2020 year. But the Hierophant in reverse is really taking an unconventional approach to things. Maybe this year you don't put up a tree. If you, of course, if you celebrate, or maybe not. You know, you're not going to decorate the house. You're not going to go to, you know, everyone's home for gifts and dinner, or maybe you're only going to visit, you know, a couple family members on Christmas Eve. Whatever the case is, you're really taking a very different approach this year in how you maybe celebrate the holidays, how you are approaching the new year. And good for you, Taurus. You know, you're very, I will say, you know, you have strong traditional roots, and you definitely like things done a certain way, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I do think that this is kind of taking this different perspective. And what's nice is that when you start the month, you have this full energy, kind of like a different perspective on things. And maybe it's you kind of going through the month, you're changing your tune on certain things, how you always have done them, and you're taking a new approach. Okay, Taurus, I wish you nothing but the best for December and into the new year. And again, if you're interested in purchasing the monthly membership on my website, you'll have access to more exclusive content. This extended reading, the extended reading will be money and love. And then, of course, if you would subscribe so you can be the first to know about new videos, also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. All the information is in the description. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you soon.